Okay guys, sorry part 1 ended the way it did because we had an issue that I was running out of battery and it just stopped. As if you wanted to hear any more of my rant or anything that I was going in topic of. Basically this video, and this is part 2, is, and I've calmed down a little bit. Not really. But anyway, hold on a second. I had to tell my alter ego that, so he's on cue. But anyway, basically what this whole thing is about is it's not a KWA hate video. It's not a WE hate video. There are 3 airsoft makers out there with springers. Just take that garbage and throw it out the window, okay? Springers suck, and that's all there is to it. And I know there's some of y'all that like them and so forth, and that's cool. Because at TX911 Gear, we got springers there, but it's clearly marked Toy Airsoft, and we clearly put on there, don't expect this gun to last forever, okay? But there's all this BS going on about propane and green gas, and you don't want to use this, you want to use that. People will say Tokyo Marui, use only green gas, don't use propane. Propane will destroy. It's the same gas. It's just got a different smell to it. And BBs, we were talking about BBs. Look, these are Crossman precision ammo. It can be purchased at Walmart. $11 a bottle. Perfectly seamless. You know, I've used these in a pinch between ordering BBs from KSC. These are the .25s in black. Even Crossman steps up their game. You just got to be smart enough to know what to get and what not to get. So basically what this whole video is supposed to be about is a simple fact that every airsoft maker out there, gas blowback pistols included, WG, I don't know so much about. HK3, subsidiary of WE. SOCOM Gear, ton of their stuff is made by WE. The same guy will go and say, oh, SOCOM Gear gun's better. My SOCOM Gear gun's way better than WE trash. That should show you right there that the idiot don't know what the hell he's talking about, because he's holding a WE-made gun. It just says SOCOM on it, so don't believe any garbage that moron says. I mean, guys, it's just, I mean, really. Think about it. It's a machine. It's going to break. It's up to you to know how to take care of it. It's up to you to know what to do to take care of it and maintain it. And if you broke it, say you broke it. Come on. I'm on film. Almost shooting my stupid finger off. Because the rockhead behind the camera, who I hired to be my production guy, to put all of my stuff out for me, should know better. Do they let Whoopi Goldberg come out on The View and walk across the frayed cord and fry herself so TMZ can see it? No. But my prop guy loads the gun. I just need a moment. Damn. So, whew, you got... What I'm getting at, guys, is you want to make sure, one, let's talk about this real quick. This is Excratech 3200. This is probably right up there with Mad Bull version 1 and version 2 chronos. For years before this chrono saw the market, all you saw was version 1 and 2 Mad Bulls. You saw some Fire Dragons out there. I'm not saying that the Fire Dragons are bad, but I do prefer this chronograph. It gives me better readings. You can actually take this one and you can take a Mad Bull and set them side by side in a Fire Dragon, and you can get 3 separate readings. So this isn't giving you a complete scientific outlook on things, but it's so minuscule of a difference that it doesn't really matter. So it's like taking the law of average. With this Excratech, you want to make sure that you don't leave the same batteries in it for a super long time. The weaker your batteries get, the more variance you get in your readings. And this thing times out a lot, even on Tim at Airsoft GI, and people that I will come right out and say are way better reviewers than I am. You know, I went through this whole spiel with YouTube where I was trying to come up with a great intro and music and all that. And then I finally realized that I was beating my head against the wall because all that really matters is the information that you receive. I'm not as active with RX as I used to be. I've got people that do things for me, and that's just the way it is. You know, I suffered the heart attacks up to 6. I had 5 stents in my heart. I'm 44 years old. Now I've got 3 bulging discs in my back, and I'm off work for a week. Keywords, I'm 44 years old. I shouldn't be having these issues. Military, law enforcement, volunteer, firefighter. I did a lot of things. I've been hard on my body over the years, and everything I've done to myself. And I can't get out and run a gun like I used to, and that kind of sucks. But I try to streamline my life a little bit and get myself to a point to where I can continue to be in this shop, work on these guns, and talk to you guys, and get on this camera, on this phone, and kind of reach out to you a little bit and give you what little bit of knowledge I do have. But this whole video, these 2 parts, is basically where I will go, and I'll take spurts. Sometimes I'll watch YouTube, and then I'll go back, right? I'll open up my phone, I'll be laying in bed, I got my Diet Mountain Dew sitting there, and I'm ready to go ahead and just settle in, watch some YouTube. And then my subscriptions are just like jammed full. So I can like take one night off and just sit there and just totally piss my wife off with YouTube and Airsoft. But thank God she loves me, because if she didn't, Lord knows what would happen. But at any rate, I sit there and I watch these videos, and I'm like, did he really just say that? Seriously? And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do it. Click comment. Have you lost your mind? So I thought, instead of doing all that stuff, I'll just do a video. You know? That's what me and Pussy Lover. That's what we talked about. I'm getting used to it, man. I can say it now because the rockhead behind the phone is laughing. You're a sick man. A sick man with mad airsoft skills, but you are a sick individual. Anyway, damn. See what your name does to me, darling? It just completely throws me out. But it's like, you know, we sit there and we talked, and there's one thing, you know, and I talked to James the other day, and I told him, you know, this tight little knit circle of friends that I have, all of you subscribers mean the world to me, because you guys make it possible for me to sit here and do what I do. And you guys are the reason that I do it. I don't do it for any kind of personal fame. I'm not looking for that. And I get a lot of fan mail, and I get a lot of hate mail too. But I get fan mail from people. One guy told me that Airsoft, my channel, was a classroom and I was his professor. You know, just jerk my heart out for me, why don't you? And I appreciate stuff like that. And it's what gets me to do what I do, and to be able to play in a world of such wonderful contraptions as stuff like this MP7 and guns that in my military and law enforcement days I was able to play with every day. And being that I'm not that anymore, I just don't get that. So Airsoft affords me this, and I'm glad that you guys allow me to play in your playground, and you allow me to do the things I do and to try to help. And I hope what I say helps. And I hope, and I know better, that what I say won't cause a lot of brush fires. But I promise you that if somebody leaves some bonehead comment on my channel, just being a lover of a certain brand and telling me that I'm a moron, I'll just get rid of him for you. I'm the bouncer of Jedi's channel. grab him by his ear like wide earp, drag him outside, kick his little tail out, and just say, go away, shoot, shoot. You know, this is our clubhouse, and I built it for y'all. I hope that I can help in any way possible. To answer a real quick question, which do you prefer, Jedi, the WE or the LM4? I have to tell you straight up that it's a pretty even kill for me. And there's a lot of different reasons why. Because the LM4 gives me something WE doesn't, and WE gives me things that KWA doesn't, and it balances like this. If I want to just go to the field and I want to grab a weapon that I know that's going to be there right out of the box, I grab the LM4. If I want to grab a weapon that I know is going to last me a lifetime because I'm the one that made it that way, and it's a company that brings it to a certain level for a great price, then I can pick up from there and take it the rest of the way, then I'm going to say the WE every time. The King Arms, like I said earlier, was a gun that I thoroughly appreciated the aesthetics of, the way it looked out of the box. And then I got to where that greenish gray didn't work for me. So then I did it in black, satin anodized black, and I liked it a lot better. But then you had the mixture of the Magna and the Western Arms, and I touched on that, but I didn't delve into it. How they got this system, this conglomeration of parts to work is beyond me. And it does work for a little while. It has a very weak nozzle. So I tried the Iron Airsoft nozzle, and it won't work. And before you ask me why, I'll tell you. The center of the nozzle where the gas comes through, your bolt face, is too long for that Magna loading ramp and barrel extension. So when the loading nozzle comes and picks up the BB, it should roll it up the ramp without that BB touching that center nozzle whatsoever. But that's not the case. It picks it up, it rolls it up, and then boom, that nozzle grabs it and shoves it under the hop-up rubber. And it just won't work. And why it won't work, I dremeled it down a little bit, and the more I took off, it was still doing it. And I said, well, I'm getting ready to ruin this nozzle, so I'm not going to do anything else to it. I'm just going to run it in the GMP. It runs fine in the GMP now. So instead of wasting that $50 that I spent on that, I just, went on to another one. And I traded that rifle off to a good friend of mine, Thomas Grace at Bowling Green Airsoft. And I traded it for a lot of the stuff that you see on the DMR that allowed me to build the DMR to what it is. So it served its purpose, I bought the gun because I wanted to compare it across the board for you guys. And I was hoping that it would turn out to be better than what it was. The King Arms, if you really want it, go ahead and get it. But keep in mind, when you tune a gas blowback rifle, it's best to have all of your internals made by the same company. Therefore, some people's calipers are just a little bit fudgier than other people's calipers. So you can buy a Western Arms hammer and a GMP hammer, and you're going to see two entirely different calipers. I mean, if it's just off by a hair, tuning it becomes, it's not impossible, but it becomes a labor of love, and then you become to where you hate it, and you're either going to love it or you're going to throw it off the table, and then it's going to be this gun sucks. I'm telling you, the King Arms it's a mess. I mean, it's a Frankenstein gun. It's very hard to tune, and it was more work than even I was willing to mess with. So off it went, and I will never have another King Arms GBBR M4. I don't care if they do it all Western Arms or all Magna. It was enough of a distaste in my mouth that I just didn't want to mess with it anymore. And I know that goes against what I've been preaching to you about the WE not working for you, so you just don't want to mess with WE anymore. It's two entirely different systems here we're talking about. WE is put together by all WE parts. Western Arms is all Western Arms parts. This thing was just a conglomeration of two different systems, and it just did work. It's like trying to get PlayStation parts to fit in a Wii, or in a 360. It just don't work. The round peg in the square hole. So maybe if they did come out and say it's all Western Arm parts, we've done away with the Magna, and 3 or 4 guys are on the internet talking about how it's so much better. I may give it another try because I can always sell it, trade it off. But I would stay away from the King Arms right now until they fix these bugs. Right now, it's for me, it'd be a mixture of about 4 or 5 different guns. KWA and WE, I put them side by side. GMP, solid steel, pre-assembled, Viper Tech, Bomber, and a Katsu. Those guys. So if you can't really afford anything but the WE or the KWA, you can't go wrong by those. But if you got the money, throw it in a NO. You will not be upset by it. It's just a stellar gun. Ask any of my friends that I've mentioned. Please go over to their channels Maximus MJG, Pussy Lover. You sick man! John J. Rambo 1. And you know, I forgot one. K-Funk 16. This guy, oh dude, this kid, man, has learned so much, and I've watched him evolve over a period of almost a few months to a year. He glues himself to John Jay's side, and it shows, and he's starting to learn. Awesome. You got all these other people who are dedicated gas blowback users, and you know, seek them out. Knuckles GSM, awesome. Lover turned me on to him. Damn, that didn't come out right. You know, okay, he told me about him. Some dude who turned me on. That's awesome. But anyway, he told me about him, and I went over and I subscribed to him last night, and I watched just about every one of his videos. This cat knows what he's talking about. You know, all these people who know what they're doing. I had a guy tell me that my, gas efficiency test was bunk because you can't do a gas efficiency test without BBs. And I told Lover this, and he's like, what the hell is he talking about? I said, I don't know. I said, because the BBs have nothing to do with the hammer spring hitting the release valve and the release valve spring being weaker or harder, therefore allowing the valve to stay open longer and allowing, it don't matter what BBs, 20s, 25s, 30s, it makes no difference because you're getting the same amount of gas puffing out of this bucking right here each shot. The only thing the BB weight's going to change is the FPS or the maximum effective range, because obviously if it's heavier, it's going to use that gas. It's only going to push it so far, and it's going to push this one a little bit farther. Some of the people, man, I'm telling you, just read the comments and just think about it. Like I said, it's not rocket science. GBBRs are a wonderful world. I think it's something that's going to really take over the market. You've got the Daytona guns, the Polar Stars, all these HPA bottles and stuff that's going on now. I really wouldn't mind owning one just to shoot it. You'll never see me at a game with it because I'm not carrying a tank on my back and a hose. I can't get beyond that. But the fusion engines from GHK are definitely going in the right direction. It shows that the sport's growing, the market's growing, and it's a wonderful place to be right now for Airsoft. We've got President Obama right now releasing this list of guns that he wants to ban. Anything that has a removable magazine that's not incorporated into the grip, he wants gone. He wants no more AR-15s in the world, no more AKs in the world, no Saigas. He wants none of that stuff in the world. Why? Why? Because he wants to show the world that getting rid of a gun makes the world a better place? Not so. You take the gun away from the criminal first, I'll gladly give you mine. And that's all there is to it. And these stupid little background checks that y'all do isn't doing anything. Because being law enforcement, you have no idea how easy it is to buy a real steel pistol with about 15 bodies on it on the street, brand spanking new, for a bag of crack or a little bit of methamphetamine, and you got that gun totally untraceable. So easy, so easy. Criminals don't go to gun stores and try to buy because of background checks. They get their guns somewhere else. So if you want to take the guns out of the criminals' hands, then back your local law enforcement and get it out of their damn hands, because I'll tell you how you get it out of your hands. You break into my house in the middle of the night, you can walk in and just pick it up out of his hand, because it's only been dropped once and never fired. You're going down coming in my house. That's all there is to it. So, you know, we need to back the NRA, because, guys, look, Airsoft is so much coming into mainstream firearms that they're almost to a point where they're meshed. You got so many guys. Tom Knapp owns Airsoft guns, okay? You know, a lot of real steel gunners are starting to adopt Airsoft. It's cheap performance, easier training, the 1-on-1, or the WE is. And you got all this stuff going on. So it won't be long before he comes after our Airsoft guns. They've already screwed us over in Los Angeles County. It won't be long before this wave of ignorance takes over the whole United States. Sometimes, when I watch the news, after watching it, I'm so embarrassed to be an American with what's going on these days. So, play fair, play smart. Get with the people who know. Not necessarily me. If I can help you, I'll help you. But I've given you some names of some people that I trust. I've learned things from these people. They've learned things from me. And together, we come together when we form this gas blowback union. And there's room for more. Learn the guns. Put out some really good videos, man. Join the crowd. And let's put gas blowbacks on the field where they belong. And get rid of all this negative crap that everybody says about gas guns. So, don't hate on the maker. Sit back and look at yourself internally. Because if you mess that gun up, be a man and stand up and say, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. God knows I've done it. Booby's done it. Lover's done it. And Daddy's done it. We've all done it. I almost shot me. Oh, I'm going to piss at your red. So it's like, I'm serious. The camera goes off. I can't do child abuse on camera. It's like, mess with me, boy. Anyway, it's like, you know, all these guns come together for, you know, they're there. Take them for what they are. Don't be afraid to go over to Evic and pick up a $100 pistol. All right, now also I want you to keep in mind, this was touched on the other day, and I'm going to leave you with this. This gun right here comes to these Airsoft retailers in a box, put together, a match set. The upper and the lower were created for each other. Perfect fit, perfect finish, perfect compatibility. Evic gets them, takes the slide off, throws it in a pile, takes the mag off and the frame and throws it in a pile. You go order one, they go pull the frame, they go pull, slide. They wrap it in bubble wrap, they send it out to you. You may have number 1's frame and number 4,000 slide. So when you match these two things together, make sure everything's running copacetic before you gas it and fire it. Because you could have a problem. And with gas pistols, it can be the tiniest little minuscule thing that will blow your hand up. Happened to me. There. Why? Two-piece gun. Misinformation on the website. And a total lack of customer service. I'm so furious over this, I can't tell you how furious I am over that. But that's how it does it. Now you ask yourself, or you ask me, Jedi, why do they do that? Glock tap dances, like I said in the beginning of part 1, all over anybody that makes a gun that looks anything like theirs. To bring this into the United States and sell it as one piece is to flirt with court. They could get sued for it. Evic could get sued for it for selling it in one piece. So they sell it in parts, and they sell it as, this is the perfect thing to fix your TM pistol. That's what it says. Go look at it. To fix your TM pistol. They changed it, I guess, probably now, because they changed it like not even 5 minutes after I called the RMA department. Oh, crap. Let's change that. Let's take that argument away from him. And they did it. And you know why I got proof? And I'm not going to go deeper into it because I took a screenshot of that description before I called them, before they changed it. Proof. So think about that one. But they have to sell them in 2 pieces. Another way where you can get the gun that you want is just to order it from Asia. Take your chances with customs. Because that's just the way it is. That's why they're sold in 2 pieces, and that's why they're not match sets. So keep that in mind when you order your gun. And if you want to pay $80 for an HFC, I'll almost put my name on it that it'll run for you. As long as you take care of it, it's a good gun. Even though it's not an NS2. You love your KWA, by all means keep buying KWA. Just don't try to cram it down my throat and anybody else's. Just don't sit there and talk up a company that you don't own and talk down a company that you don't own and don't know jack shit about, just to turn around and make yourself seem more important than what you are. It's Airsoft. It's honor-based. Let's be honorable. Let's go out there. Let's play a good, safe game. Let's be honorable about it. Call your daggone hits, because if you're hit, you know you're hit. And that's all there is to it. And nobody likes a cheater, and nobody likes a liar. That's how it works. And if you go out there and you cheat, I hope they get you in the back room at point blank and just mag dump the crap out of you, because you deserve it. Play fairly. Get along with one another. Let's all stop the arguing and the bad mouthing and come together, because only through us coming together as players in a community are we going to be able to sway these companies to stand by their product, to stand by their service, and get good out of it. You put bad into it, you get bad out. This is the Jedi 270. I thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.